My beloved child, I speak to you now because what I'm about to share is urgent and sacred. In just a few days, someone very close to you, a woman who has worn a mask of kindness, will be arrested. This will not be a random twist of fate or an unfortunate coincidence. I am orchestrating it. I, the Lord your God, am stepping in personally so that this moment unfolds exactly as it must. For some time now, you felt that quiet unease whenever you were around her, a tightening in your spirit that you couldn't explain. You did not imagine that feeling, it was my voice whispering a warning deep within you. But the time for warning has passed. Now, it is time for action. You might wonder why I call her evil. Her smile was a cover, her words sweet as honey but dripping with poison when you weren't looking. While you offered love, she plotted betrayal. While you prayed for her, she secretly deceived you. Behind closed doors, she carried out deeds so dark that if you knew the full truth, your heart would shatter. I witnessed every hidden conversation, every secret scheme. I offered her chance after chance to turn from her deceptions, but she refused. She deliberately chose the shadows over my light, and now my justice must move swiftly and decisively. This is not merely a legal proceeding, it is divine reckoning. No bribe, no manipulation, no clever lie will save her. Every escape route has been sealed except the one she has earned by her own choices. By the time next week ends, she will be in custody, stripped of every pretense and forced to face the full weight of every betrayal she committed behind your back. The bars that confine her there will be built not only of metal but of every deceitful act, every cruel word she hid behind a friendly smile. Her sentence will not be short, for the damage she has done runs deep. She will remain there for the rest of her life, that is how severe her betrayal has been. Understand, beloved child, this is not punishment born from my anger. It is a boundary drawn by my love for you. I remove her now not only to serve justice but to protect you. For too long, she has stolen your peace, sabotaged your progress, and threatened the purpose I ordained for your life. I will not allow her to steal another day from the destiny I prepared for you. She will weep when it all unravels, not because she is innocent, but because she will finally realize it is over. All her games, lies, and hidden schemes will collapse. When you see her behind bars, her face hollow and spirit broken, you will recognize in her eyes the regret of someone who tested one of my chosen ones. You were never alone. I have walked with you, shielded you with my hand, and now I move on your behalf. You may ask, who is she? What did she do? Why did you allow her to come so close before exposing her? These are not questions to fear but to face, because when truth enters, deception must flee. If your heart is ready, stay with me a little longer, and I will lay bare everything, not to frighten you, but to set you free. Though this revelation may feel painful, it marks the beginning of your release. Before I reveal her name or her deeds, hear this with your spirit, not just your ears. I do not act from hatred or personal vendettas. I bear no grudges. I am not fueled by bitterness. I am the embodiment of love itself, unshaken and eternal. Even now, though justice moves swiftly, my heart overflows with mercy, yes, even toward her. She, too, is my creation. I formed her with the same care that I formed you, breathing life into her just as I did with you. Yet creation does not equal innocence. She walked away from my heart into the darkness of her own choosing. I granted her free will, and the choices she made led her far from my design. This judgment is not revenge, it is accountability. She wrapped betrayal and destruction in a friendly smile. Her wrongdoing was not a moment of weakness or a simple slip, it was calculated, carried out in the quiet corners of your life. While you sat in confusion, wondering why your spirit remained heavy, she planted seeds of chaos behind your back. She believed herself clever, certain her hands were clean, but I saw every word whispered in secret, every dark action, every attempt to twist what was pure and good in your life. I allowed it only long enough to bring about a greater purpose. But now, the curtain lifts, and the time for silence is over. I move now not only to stop her but to vindicate you. This is the hour of truth. I will reveal not only what she's done but why she did it and who she truly is. I know your heart aches with questions. You long to unmask her name, to identify the one who stood next to you while tearing at your peace. But I will not name her yet, not because I wish to withhold, but because I want your eyes to recognize what your soul already suspects. When next week's news breaks and you see her face under the weight of consequences, there will be no confusion, no second guessing. You will need no confirmation. In that moment, truth will flood your soul like light into a darkened room. She was not merely nearby, she was planted right beside you. She laughed when you laughed, rejoiced in your victories, and appeared supportive in moments that mattered. But inside her heart burned envy, not love, silent resentment, not genuine support. That envy formed the crack in her foundation. What she built on it sealed her fate. She manipulated, deceived, and wove webs of lies, all while pretending to cheer you on. She craved what you had, not by rising higher herself, but by pulling you lower. You might not have believed me if I had warned you earlier, for your heart is pure and always seeks the best in others. That is why I allowed the evidence to unfold before your very eyes, so that, when the moment arrives, you will see it for yourself and know without a doubt. When she can no longer hide behind her masks, when she stands exposed and unable to run from the truth, you will understand why I had to move. This is not about punishing her feelings, but about addressing her actions. Her choices were many, her betrayal was deliberate, her schemes were destructive. Now I will show you each piece of her story that she thought she could hide. You have waited long enough. It is time. I know you wonder if this is punishment born of her envy, but I tell you, no, it is not about envy alone. I do not strike down my children for passing emotions. I see every stirring inside the heart, jealousy, insecurity, anger, and I do not cast judgment for what comes and goes. I extend mercy to those who wrestle with their feelings and fight to surrender them. But this situation is not about a feeling that passed, it is about choices that remained. This woman did more than feel envy. She nurtured it, watered it with bitterness, pruned it with malice until it blossomed into destruction. She turned her inward resentment into outward chaos, using her words, her influence, and her secret actions to damage you deliberately. She spread falsehoods in places where I had prepared honor for you. She twisted truths and manipulated perceptions in rooms I designed to elevate you. She sowed division among those I handpicked to walk with you, destroying what I built in your life. Her betrayal was not merely against you, but against me, for every time she worked to dim your light, she worked against my plans. That betrayal, hidden beneath loyalty's clothing, is what I do not take lightly. It cut deeper than simple jealousy. It was an act of war against my purposes. Still, I allowed her every opportunity to turn around. I sent conviction, whispered warnings, offered grace. She ignored them all. Her heart remained hardened, untouched by the weight of her wrongdoing. Now, my justice must speak. But understand, beloved child, her fall will not be private. I allow this to be seen not to shame her, but to send a message to any who watch in silence. When she is removed, those who have cloaked their contempt in applause will tremble. This is not only about holding one person accountable, this is a divine warning thundered across the sky. Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. For too long, many have mistaken my silence for absence, but I have always seen how they tested your strength, questioned your character, and tried to weaken your purpose. Now, I move not from wrath but from righteousness, because I will not allow those I have marked with purpose to be torn down without response. I protect what I anoint and cover what I call. This intervention declares, enough. Once this unfolds, others can no longer hide behind false pretenses. Masks will crack, hidden motives will surface, and everyone will be forced to choose. Walk in truth or cling to deception, walk in the light or drift deeper into shadows. No one will remain neutral after this, and that is by design. When my justice moves, it not only corrects, it clarifies. This is the beginning of a holy separation in which the loyal rise and the false fall away. So do not be afraid, child. Do not grieve over the exposure and do not fear what is coming. What feels like collapse is really my hand restoring order. What looks like destruction is me clearing the way for you. I am not punishing emotion, I am dismantling betrayal. When this chapter closes, you will walk free of her influence, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with my purpose than ever before. This is your turning point, and I, your God, am leading it. I am here not only when skies are clear, but in the deepest valleys and fiercest storms, in the nights when your chest tightens under the weight of it all. I know how it feels when life seems too much, when silence is deafening, when pain seems endless, and you wonder if anyone sees the battles you fight quietly. There will be seasons that burn, where pressure feels relentless and fire seems to surround you. There will be days when waves crash relentlessly, pulling you under. Yet know this, you will never face a single moment of it without me. I walk through every fire with you and stand beside you in every storm. My presence is not distant or delayed, it is constant. I am the stillness in your chaos, the strength in your weakness, the peace that presses through the noise. Even when you feel like you're drowning, I am the hand beneath the surface holding you steady. Even when the heat rises and you think you'll break, I am the shield guarding you from the flames. They may roar, but they will not consume you. They may test you, but they will not define you. Why? Because I have called you by name. You are mine, sealed with my promise, wrapped in my love, guarded by my spirit. When the weight becomes too heavy, return to my word. Let it anchor your soul. Isaiah 43:2 is not merely a verse, it is my vow. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. That is my voice over your life, always, never sometimes. Lean in, child, and hear this with your whole heart. A divine shift is on the horizon, coming faster than you expect. I have seen every tear that never fell, every silent groan, every trembling whisper of prayer. I know how many times you looked up, wondering, did I miss it? Did I misunderstand? But hear me now, you did not miss it, and you did not fail. What I spoke over you is still alive, still moving, still set to come to pass. The delays did not cancel my promise, the detours did not disqualify you. The silence was never absence, it was preparation. The quiet did not mean I stepped away, it meant I worked in places you could not yet see. Do not let the noise of your current battle convince you that you are far from breakthrough. This pressure is the proof that you stand on the edge of something holy. The enemy does not fight what he is not afraid of. The struggle is not a sign of failure, it is a sign that your promise draws near. The gates of hell quake because they know what is about to be released. The shift you have been waiting for is already in motion. When I move suddenly, I do not trickle in change. I bring waves that crash through doubt and flood every dry place with new life. What you thought was over, I will resurrect. What seemed unreachable, I will place in your hands. What you feared was stolen, I will restore with interest. So do not quit. Do not lower your faith to match the delay. Lift your eyes instead. I am still the God of sudden miracles, midnight breakthroughs, and doors swinging wide when no one thought they could. I know the weight has been heavy and you have carried it longer than you believed possible. I know that weight whispered lies into your soul, telling you I forgot you. But I have not even for a moment. Every tear, every groan, every weary exhale, I have seen them all, and not one has gone unnoticed. What feels like a long pause to you is actually perfect timing, aligning every piece so nothing will be missing when the blessing arrives. You see pain, I see purpose. You feel stretched, I see strength growing. You feel forgotten, I see a crown being prepared just for you. So breathe again, child. Rest your weary heart in me. The weight is not wasted, and neither is your waiting. I am faithful, and I am near. And when I move, you will know, it will be unmistakable, sudden, beautiful, and right on time. My precious child, the time has come. You've waited long enough, cried long enough, wondered long enough. You've asked in the quiet of your heart, Lord, is this punishment because she envied me? And I need you to understand, no, this isn't just about envy. I don't strike down my children for fleeting emotions that pass through the soul like wind through the trees. I see every emotion that flickers in the heart, jealousy, insecurity, anger, and I meet those things not with judgment, but with mercy. I see the ones who wrestle quietly, who war against the shadows within themselves, and I offer them grace. But what happened here was not just a passing emotion. This was a choice. This was a decision to hold on to what should have been surrendered. She didn't just feel envy, she held onto it. She watered it every day with bitterness, pruned it with deceit, and allowed it to grow into a vine of destruction. She let it take root. She allowed it to fester, to transform her thoughts, her actions, and her intentions. And she didn't stop at feeling, she acted. She used her voice, her hands, her influence to harm you. Not once, repeatedly. And now, my justice has awakened. She rose against you in places where I had prepared honor for you. She used her words to poison the minds of others in spaces I had ordained to lift you. She whispered lies where I had planted truth. She scattered confusion where I had sown clarity. What she did wasn't just against you, it was against me. Because when someone rises against the one I have called, they are rising against my plan. When someone works to silence the voice I've chosen, they war against my purpose. She wore the face of friendship, but in the quiet, she worked as an enemy. This wasn't simple jealousy. This was betrayal wrapped in false loyalty. And I don't take lightly when someone betrays the ones I have anointed and covered. She didn't just scheme in the open. She stepped into unseen spaces and called upon darkness. She spoke destruction over your journey while smiling in your presence. She manipulated what is sacred. And while you walked in light, she operated from shadows. She claimed she meant no harm, but behind every soft word was a blade. And still, I gave her time. Not because I was blind, but because I am just. I whispered warnings. I stirred conviction. I extended grace. But she hardened her heart. She refused every opportunity to turn back. She ignored every sign. And so now, justice must speak where mercy has been rejected. But hear me clearly, this isn't only about her. Her exposure will be seen, not to humiliate her, but to awaken others. Those who have watched you with hidden jealousy. Those who smiled but secretly hoped you would fall. Those who clapped while inwardly criticizing you. They will feel the trembling, too. Because what I'm doing now is not just correction, it is a warning. A divine line has been drawn. A message is being written in bold across the heavens. Touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm. I meant it. And now they will see I meant it. For too long, people mistook my silence for absence. They thought because I didn't act immediately, I wasn't watching. But I saw everything. I saw how they pushed you. How they tested your limits. How they questioned your heart. How they tried to turn others against you. And now I move, not from anger, but from righteousness. Because I do not allow those I have marked for greatness to be torn down without divine response. I defend what I appoint. I guard what I call. What you're seeing unfold now, it's my intervention. This is me saying, no more. And when it happens, there will be no place to hide. Masks will fall. False alliances will unravel. Those who tried to sit in both light and shadow will be forced to choose. And they will not be able to stay in between. The time for neutrality is over. I am drawing out the truth. This is a holy separation. The loyal will rise. The pretenders will fall away. So don't fear this unraveling. Don't grieve what's being removed. What looks like a collapse is really my hand clearing your path. What feels like chaos is actually my restoration. I am not punishing emotion, I am confronting betrayal. And when this chapter closes, you will be free, not just from her, but from every false attachment connected to her. You will walk into a new season with fresh clarity, deeper strength, and firmer alignment with your purpose. This is the beginning of a new and higher path. And I am leading you there. My beloved child, I want you to remember something. I am not only with you in the good moments, in the peace-filled days, in the gentle seasons. I am with you even more in the nights that press heavy on your chest, in the moments when it feels like your soul is screaming and the world is silent. I am with you when you wonder if anyone sees your private tears, your invisible battles, the quiet fights that exhaust your spirit. There are seasons that feel like fire. Days when the pressure feels like too much, when it seems the flames are rising on every side. Nights when grief, fear, or stress tries to pull you under like waves. And in those moments, you may think you are alone. But I need you to hear me, I am always there. I walk through every fire with you. I anchor you in every storm. My presence is not delayed or distant. I am your stillness. I am the strength holding your trembling hands. I am the peace that breaks through chaos. Even when it feels like you're drowning, I am the hand beneath the surface holding you up. Even when you feel the fire licking at your hope, I am the shield protecting you from the burn. They may come against you. They may try to wear you down. But they cannot consume you. They cannot undo what I have spoken over your life. Because I called you by name. You are mine. I have claimed you with a love that cannot be broken. You are wrapped in my promise. Guarded by my spirit. Secured in my plan. When your heart grows weary, return to my word. Let it hold you. Isaiah 43:2 is not a poetic line, it is my eternal vow. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned. That is my voice over your life. Not if, not maybe, but always. So lean in now. Listen closely, because I need you to hold this truth tightly. A divine shift is coming. It's closer than you think. I've seen the tears that no one else has seen. I've heard the prayers you didn't have the strength to say out loud. I know the fear that asked, did I get it wrong? Did I misunderstand what you said to me? But hear me now, you didn't miss it. You didn't fail. What I promised you is still alive. It's still unfolding. The delay was not denial. The silence wasn't rejection. The pause wasn't abandonment. I was working, preparing, clearing, positioning. So don't let the pressure of this moment make you question the purpose of your path. This struggle is the very evidence that you are close. The enemy doesn't war against what doesn't threaten him. And right now, he is trembling, because he knows what's about to break forth. Your breakthrough is closer than it looks. Your promise is intact, and my hand is upon you. My beloved child, what you thought was finished, I am breathing life into again. What looked impossible and far away, I am bringing close enough to place gently into your hands. What you feared had been stolen from you, I will return, not just as it was, but with more, with goodness multiplied. So hold on. Don't let the delay convince you that you must shrink your faith to match it. I'm asking you to lift your gaze, even when it's hard. Trust me again. Believe again. I have not changed, and I have not left you behind. I am still the one who brings sudden miracles in the middle of the night. I still open doors no one imagined could open. And I still work in ways that surprise even the most expectant hearts. I know how long you've been carrying this weight. I know it has bent your back and worn down your spirit. I know the silence made you wonder if I turned away. I know the heaviness whispered lies in your ears, that I forgot you, that your prayers disappeared into nothing. But my child, hear me clearly now, I have never once looked away. Every tear you've cried in secret, I saw. Every sigh that came from the depths of your tired soul, I heard. I have caught every piece of pain. Not one has slipped through my hands. What seems like a delay from your view is actually divine precision from mine. I'm not late. I'm aligning things. I'm placing every detail in its rightful position, making sure that when your blessing arrives, there will be nothing missing and nothing broken. You see pain and wonder if there's meaning. But I see the pain, and I call it preparation. I see the stretching, and I know it is building strength you didn't even know you had. You feel like you've been left behind, but I am fitting you for a crown. You are being prepared to carry more, not less. So take a deep breath now. Let your heart find stillness again in me. Let your mind rest. The waiting isn't wasted, and neither is your weariness. I will redeem it all. I am faithful, even when you don't feel strong. I am close, even when I'm quiet. And when I move on your behalf, you will know. It won't be hidden, and it won't be confusing. It will be sudden. It will be full of peace and clarity. It will be beautiful. And above all, it will be right on time.